Soft piano music. Camera moves through a big, rich house. Balloons. Fairy lights. A big banner. Happy birthday MIA. At the front door we see Grace, a tired old nanny in a simple, faded dress. In her hand, a small, cheap chocolate bar wrapped with newspaper. Her hands are shaking a little. She smiles and whispers to herself. Grace, happy birthday to you, old woman. The door swings open. Sophie, a rich, stylish woman in a designer dress, stands there with a cold face. Sophie, annoyed. Where were you? The guests are coming. You walk so slow. You are always slow. Grace lowers her eyes. Grace, softly. I just went to buy something small for Mia, and today is also my. Sophie cuts her off. Sophie, louder. I don't care. Look at you. Your hands shake. You drop things. You're too old for this work. She looks at the small gift in Grace's hand and laughs. Sophie, what is this? Trash? Do you want my daughter to eat this cheap thing? People at the door start to turn and stare. Grace's eyes fill with tears. Grace, voice breaking. Madam, today it's my birthday too. Sophie rolls her eyes. Sophie, perfect. Then I give you a birthday gift too. She points to the gate. Sophie, cold. You are fired. Get out of my house. Now. She pulls the gift from Grace's hand and throws it into the dustbin. The sound of the trash lid closing echoes. Grace stands frozen. Her lips tremble. Behind Sophie, we see Mia, a little girl of 7, watching from the stairs, shocked and silent. Voice over. For 10 years, this old nanny raised their child like her own. And today, on her birthday, she was thrown out like garbage. But only a few minutes later, this rich mother would be on her knees, begging the same nanny to save her world. Voice over. Let me take you back, a few hours before this moment. Morning light in the same big house. Grace quietly folds Mia's school uniform on the bed. Mia runs in and hugs her from behind. Mia, laughing, Grace. Guess what? Today is my birthday. Grace smiles warmly. Grace, how can I forget, princess? I was there when you took your first step, remember? We see a quick flashback. Baby Mia taking wobbly steps, falling into Grace's arms. Grace laughing with joy. Back to present. Grace touches her own wrist, where a small red thread is tied. Mia notices. Mia, what is this? Grace smiles shyly. Grace, just something to remind me that today is my birthday too. Mia's eyes go wide. Mia, loud, you didn't tell me. We share birthday? This is so cool. She jumps on the bed, excited. Mia, I'll tell mommy. We will get 2 cakes. Grace quickly stops her. Grace, worried. No, no, Mia. Please don't. Your mommy doesn't like when I talk about my personal life. She looks down, voice soft. Grace, in her thoughts. She will say, you are just staff. I don't want to hear that again. Mia pouts. Mia, but you are not just staff. You are my Grace. She wraps her little arms around Grace's waist. Grace's eyes shine with unshed tears. Grace, whispering, that is enough gift for me. Later in the kitchen, Grace is preparing snacks. Her hands move carefully, but they shake a bit when she lifts heavy trays. Sophie walks in talking on the phone. Sophie on phone. Yes, yes, the party will be perfect. We hired the best decorator. And don't worry, I'll make sure everything is Instagram ready. She ends the call and looks at Grace. Sophie, irritated. Why are these sandwiches not cut yet? It's already 10. Grace, I'm almost done, madam. I had to give Mia her medicine too. Her allergy. Sophie raises her hand. Sophie, I know my own daughter. You don't need to lecture me. Just do your work properly. She sees a small piece of bread on the floor. Sophie, loud, look at this mess. Sometimes I feel I'm running an old age home, not a house. You can't even see the floor properly, can you? Grace bends down slowly, her knees hurting. She picks up the bread. Her inner voice. I'm trying my best. I always try my best. Daniel, the father, walks past with his laptop bag. He sees the scene and stops. Daniel, calm, soft, relax. Grace has been with us 10 years. He looks at Grace. Are you okay, Grace? Grace gives a small, forced smile. Grace, I'm fine, sir. Sophie rolls her eyes. Sophie, Daniel, we pay her. It's her job to work, not to get sympathy. Daniel sighs. Daniel, I have a meeting. Just, don't fight today. It's Mia's big day. He leaves. Sophie looks at Grace again. Sophie, warning. One more mistake, Grace. One more. And I will send you back to whatever small place you came from. Understood. Grace's hands shake harder. She nods. She turns back to the counter and stares at the calendar on the wall. A small circle around today's date. Written in pen. My birthday. Thank you, God. Grace in her thoughts. Maybe today, someone will remember. Voice over. She didn't know, the only thing this house would give her on her birthday was humiliation. The camera zooms in on Grace's sad face as party music starts in the background. Voice over. By evening, her whole life in this house would be thrown out in one sentence. Evening. The house is full of guests. Kids running around. Laughter. Music. Big cake on the table with "Happy Birthday, Mia" written in gold letters. Grace stands in the corner, fixing Mia's dress, making sure everything is perfect. Mia excited. Grace, after everyone leaves, we will cut a small cake for you, okay? Grace smiles softly. Grace, let's see, child. First, your big day. Mia slips her little hand into Grace's. Mia, whispering, you're my best friend. Grace's eyes fill with tears again, but she forces a smile. Across the room, Sophie is talking to her rich friends. Friend 1 giggling, your house looks amazing, Sophie. Friend 2, and your maid, or nanny, what is she? She looks so old. You still keep her? Sophie laughs. Sophie, I know. I told Daniel 100 times, we need younger staff. But he gets emotional. Men. They all laugh. Grace hears a little of it. Her shoulders drop. Voice over. Sometimes, words hurt more than any slap. The cake-cutting moment. Everyone sings, Happy Birthday, Mia. Mia blows the candles. Sophie hugs her, posing for photos. Grace stands behind, clapping quietly, smiling with true love. Then one of the kids bumps into a juice glass on the table. The orange juice spills on Sophie's expensive white dress. Sophie gasps. Sophie, shouting, what the? She looks around in anger. Her eyes land on Grace, who is standing closest to the table. Sophie, screaming, Grace. What were you doing? Sleeping? Are you blind? Grace, shocked, Madam, it was the boy, he. Sophie doesn't listen. She pulls the napkin from Grace's hand and throws it. Sophie, louder in front of everyone, you are always the problem. You walk slow, you see slow, you think slow. The music stops. The whole room goes silent. All eyes on them. Grace feels her heart pounding. Her hands shake in front of her. Grace, softly, it was just a small mistake. I will clean it. Sophie, cruel. A small mistake? You forget her medicine, you almost gave her the wrong bottle last week, and now this. I am tired of you. Grace's eyes widen. Grace, I never forget her medicine, madam. You know I always check, because of her allergy. Sophie steps closer, eyes full of pride and anger. Sophie, don't argue with me. In front of my guests? Who do you think you are? Her voice is sharp like glass. Sophie, shouting, you are just a nanny. A servant. You don't belong in pictures with us. You don't belong in our life. Mia grabs her mother's arm. Mia crying, Mommy, stop. It was not her fault. Sophie pulls her arm away. Sophie, go play, Mia. Adults are talking. Grace's lips tremble. Grace whispering, Madam, please, don't say I don't belong. I was here when your daughter had fever, when she cried at night, when you were at parties and... Sophie's face turns red. Sophie, enough. I am done with your drama. She points to the door. Sophie, loud, you're fired. Right now. Pack your things and leave my house. The guests whisper. Some look uncomfortable. Others enjoy the drama. Grace stands frozen. Grace with a small broken smile. Madam, today is my birthday. There is a long silence. Someone coughs. A spoon falls on a plate. Sophie folds her arms. Sophie, cold. Then here is your birthday gift. Freedom. Go find some other family to live on. Mia screams, crying. Mia, no. I don't want her to go. Grace, don't go. She runs to Grace and hugs her tightly. Mia, sobbing. You promised you'll stay with me forever. Grace holds her like she is her own child. Grace, tears running down. I thought I would, my love. But, sometimes hearts don't decide. Money does. She gently removes Mia's hands from her waist. Grace picks up her small bag from the corner. No big suitcase. Just a small bag. 10 years of her life in one small bag. She walks slowly toward the door. Her shoulders are heavy. Her eyes are on the floor. Sophie shouts behind her. Sophie, and don't you dare say anything bad about us outside. Remember who fed you all these years. Grace stops at the door. She turns back, eyes full of silent pain. Grace, softly, Madam. I was the one feeding your child when you were busy. But I won't say anything. God is watching all of us. She steps outside. The door closes behind her with a loud click. Voice over. In one moment, She lost her home, her job, and the child she loved like her own. And nobody inside knew that in just a few minutes, they would need her more than they ever did. Camera stays on the closed door. On the other side, we hear a small cough from Mia. Then another, louder cough. Voice over. Because what was about to happen to Mia, only one person in this world knew how to handle. Inside the house, the party tries to start again. Music plays, but the mood is strange. Mia sits on a chair, eyes red from crying. Sophie forces a smile for her guests. Sophie, kids. Time for ice cream. The staff starts serving cake and ice cream to everyone. One of the waiters brings a small plate to Mia. On the cake is crushed nuts. The same nuts Grace always told them to avoid. Mia rubs her eyes and takes a small bite, still sad. Within seconds, she starts to cough. Mia, Mom, my throat, it feels weird. She scratches her neck. Red patches start to appear. Her breathing gets faster. One of the aunties says, maybe she's just emotional. Let her drink water. Mia drinks water but coughs harder. Her lips start to turn slightly blue. Mia gasping, Mommy. I can't breathe. The glass falls from her hand and breaks. Kids scream. Sophie rushes to her. Sophie panicking, Mia? What's happening? Stand up, baby, stand up. She looks around in fear. Sophie, shouting, call the driver. Call someone. Do something. The driver comes running. Driver, scared. Madam, should I take her to the hospital? Daniel runs in from the hallway, shocked. Daniel, what happened to her? Sophie, crying, I don't know. She just ate cake and now she can't breathe. Daniel's eyes widen. Daniel, the nuts. The nuts. Where is Grace? She knows what to do. She always keeps her inhaler, her medicine. They both freeze. Grace is gone. The housemaid says quietly, Madam, you just fired her. Sophie's face goes white. Voice over. In that second, money, clothes, status, nothing mattered. She would have given everything, just to see that old nanny walk back into the room. Mia is now on the floor, gasping, tears running down. Mia weak, Mommy. I'm scared. Sophie's heart breaks. She screams. Sophie, someone bring the car. Now. Outside the gate, Grace is walking slowly on the road. She wipes her tears with the end of her dupatta. She looks at the sky. Grace whispering, God, I don't know what I will do now, but you have always taken care of me. Suddenly, she hears running footsteps behind her. Grace! Grace! Please stop. It's Sophie. Her hair is messy now. Makeup ruined. Heels in her hand. She is barefoot, running. Sophie crying, Grace. Please, please come back. Grace turns, shocked. Grace, madam? Sophie falls to her knees on the road. Her hands pressed together like prayer. Sophie, sobbing, please. Mia can't breathe. She ate something with nuts. I don't know where her medicine is. I don't know what to do. Please, save her. I beg you. For a second, Grace just stares. Her heart is broken. She remembers every insult. Every time she was called old, slow, servant. Her inner voice. This is the woman who threw me away like trash, and now she is begging me? Then she remembers something else. Baby Mia, holding her finger. Little Mia saying, you are my best friend. Grace's eyes soften. Grace firmly, get up, madam. We don't have time. Give me your car keys. Sophie stands, shaking, and hands her the keys without question. Back in the house, people are panicking. Mia is on the sofa, holding her throat, wheezing. Daniel on phone. Yes, doctor, please hurry. The front door bursts open. Grace rushes in like a soldier in a war. Without wasting a second, she runs to Mia. Grace, calm but firm. Mia. Look at me, child. I'm here. Mia's eyes fill with tears of relief. Mia, weak. Grace. Grace opens her own bag. Inside, a small inhaler, backup medicine, and allergy tablets. She gives the right dose, lifts Mia's head, helps her breathe. Grace, soft, slow breaths, baby. In, out, remember how we practiced. Slowly, Mia's breathing starts to calm. The color comes back to her face. Everyone watches in silence. Daniel's hands are shaking. Daniel, voice breaking. If you were not here. The doctor arrives a few minutes later. He checks Mia and nods. Doctor, she had a serious allergic reaction. Whoever gave her the inhaler and medicine did the right thing. If you had waited a few more minutes, it could have been very bad. He looks at Grace with respect. Doctor, you saved her life. Sophie covers her mouth with her hand. Tears stream down her face. The guests slowly leave, whispering to each other, shocked by what they just saw. Later, the house is quiet. Mia is sleeping peacefully in her room, holding Grace's dupatta in her hand. In the living room, Grace stands near the door, holding her bag. Sophie and Daniel come in. Sophie's face is different now. No pride. No anger. Only shame. She walks slowly to Grace and suddenly, she falls to her knees in front of her. Sophie, crying, I am so sorry. Grace is shocked. Grace, Madam, please, stand up. Don't do this. Sophie, shaking, no. I need to. I insulted you. I treated you like you were nothing. I forgot you were the one who raised my child. I fired you on your birthday, and still, you came back to save her. She looks at Grace's old, tired hands. Sophie, touching them gently, these hands, I called them weak. But today I saw, these are the hands that hold my daughter's life. Daniel steps forward. Daniel, sincere. Grace, we owe you everything. Not only today, but for all these years. I was busy, Sophie was busy, and you were always there for Mia. He takes an envelope from his pocket. Daniel, we want you to stay. Not as a servant. As family. A proper salary increase, health insurance, your own room renovated and… He looks at Sophie. Sophie nods, wiping her tears. Sophie, and your name will be on Mia's school forms as her guardian too. Because in many ways, you are her second mother. Grace's eyes fill with tears. Her hands shake as she holds the envelope, but this time, for a different reason. Grace, voice soft, I never wanted money, sir. Only respect. And love for the child. Mia appears at the doorway, holding her soft toy. Mia, sleepy, Grace, are you leaving? Grace opens her arms. Grace, do you want me to stay? Mia runs and hugs her tightly. Mia, crying, please. Don't ever leave me. You are my birthday twin. Everyone smiles through their tears. Sophie looks at Grace with true respect now. Sophie, today, it's your birthday too. Can we celebrate it? Cut to the dining table. A small, simple cake with shaky icing. Happy birthday, Grace. Sophie lights the candles and gently holds Grace's hand. Sophie, thank you for giving us a second chance. And happy birthday. Grace closes her eyes, makes a wish. Voice over. They didn't know what she wished. But maybe it was just this. To finally be seen, as a human being, not just cheap help. She blows the candles. Mia claps and kisses her cheek. Camera slowly pulls back from the happy scene. Voice over. Sometimes, we respect the doctor. But we forget the nanny who stayed awake all night. Sometimes, we praise the mother. But ignore the old woman who held the baby when nobody else did. Pause. If you were in Grace's place, and someone fired you on your birthday, would you still go back to save their child? Another pause. Have you ever seen someone treat workers like they are nothing? Maybe, today is the day to say something. Because money may build a big house. But only respect and kindness make it a home. Moral. Never insult the people who care for your children. Their hands may look old and tired. But sometimes, those hands hold the key to your whole world.